Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi po. Today, last Thursday of May, no? Last Thursday of May 2024. Ang bilis ng panahon, no? Welcome to LIRA in Law. I am your host, as usual, no? Ang pangalan po, Lira Simon Kabatbat. I am a practicing solicitor of over 30 years experience nga in law in England, no? We are, of course, I am broadcasting live as usual again, no? From London, England, every Thursday, and no change today, of course, Thursday evening between 7:30 and 8:30. So welcome to LIRA in Law. I hope you had a good week so far. One more day to go. Bukas nga, unless you have a long weekend, of course. We've had actually quite a lot of bank holidays, no? I think we just had bank holiday. Yes, yeah, we had just bank holiday. It's the problem always with bank holidays sa akin eh. It's actually kind of nice to go into work on a bank holiday. Sometimes, I mean, I should not really, but sometimes I also go in over the weekend because I can concentrate more, no? So it's I know it's a bad habit. Don't do it. I'm just owning up that I'm doing it, but you should not do it because it can be quite. Otherwise the days just kind of merge into another. So you should also have a break, no? So don't do what I do what I say, which is you should not work a weekend, certainly not bank holidays, no? But anyway, so today actually I went in fact over the bank holiday nga, that I was doing some research. Itong topic nga natin. So unang-una po, we're going to have last few weeks nga, we had a trilogy, no, which is to do with naturalization, how to become British, and that was very that was very popular actually, because it took you through kung anong sitwasyon nyo. I think we covered most of it, no, and we're going to do again a similar kind of setup, no? So in fact, the trilogy, our trilogy last few weeks now was so popular that this time I'm going to go one further. We have a 4-part series, no? Ang pagtitingnan po natin is to do with marriage and divorce, particularly relevant, of course, to the United Kingdom, no? But also, in fact, today, unusually, we're going to be looking at Philippine law, no? And this required quite a lot of looking into. So that's really what I was doing during the bank holiday Monday. Gusto kong pag-aralan maigi ano bang nangyari. And this is very recent nga, no? The last reading, the third reading yung pag-uusapan natin only happened on the 22nd of May. So about a week ago. So yung pong pag-uusapan nga natin ngayon, but obviously because we are in London, no, we're in England, I'm going to relate it also to, you know, yung batas nga dito. So that would be the first part of our 4-part series. So titingnan nga natin particularly marriage, and unfortunately, no, sometimes nga it happens, divorce also. In the Philippines, how it relates to the United Kingdom. So it's quite actually, I've shied away from this topic in the past dahil napakalaki. But then it occurred to me na why not? No, tingnan nga natin if we can probably look at it in more detail if we do it in parts. Hence the 4-part series. So hopefully you're able to join me not just tonight, but then in the next few weeks nga, so that we can see. I'm going to try and cover, as we try and do, all possible. Well, we won't cover everything, but I will try and cover as many possible facts, no, as we can, no. And of course, as usual nga po, there's we're always going to be leaning on the practical side. Dahil importante nga ang batas, of course, but you need to be able to apply the law to the facts, and that's what we will not do anything different. Yung ang gagawin natin. So ang topic po natin ngayon, tonight, on the last Thursday of May 2024 is something called the House Bill 9349, as I affectionately like to call it. So it's a bill, no, it's gone through Congress now, Absolute Divorce Act no? And at the moment, it's a House Bill, so HB 9349, no? Nicknamed for me at least, HB 9349. So yung pong pag-uusapan natin. And as you can imagine, because we're looking at multi-jurisdiction, hindi nga lang sa Pilipinas, but also how potentially it affects you in the United Kingdom if it passes as law. Yung nga din una natin titignan, it's quite complex, and it's actually quite it's quite, if you like, intense as a subject nga. So pero titignan natin, and of course, as usual, marami tayong mga questions, actually really good questions. So feel free, no, to send me your comments, and by all means, no, ask more questions. No? Mamaya pag at our tanungan section, we'll try and deal with them as much as we can. But anyway, so without further ado, we're just going to have a quick commercial break just so I can get things ready. Tapos we're going to launch into our massive topic, which is the Absolute Divorce Act, well, House Bill 9349 in the Philippines that passed through Congress recently, the 22nd of May, and how that may affect you if it passes as law in the United Kingdom. So saglit lang po. Come join me again. Welcome back, po. Welcome back to LIRA in Law. I'm your host, Lira Simon Kabatbat. I am a practicing solicitor of over 3 decades now. Gosh, over 3 decades. In London, with Douglas Simon Solicitors. My firm has also been ongoing now, well over. Actually, we're knocking on to nearly, I think, 3 decades also. So mas matanda ako sa opisina. There you go. Mas matanda ako as against compared to a lot of people anyway. But anyway, so ang pag-uusapan po natin nga ngayon is this House Bill 9349. I was going to say nickname po, but that's what I like to refer to it. House Bill 9349, which is otherwise what Absolute Divorce Act. This was introduced in Congress nga, and it's gone through Congress. So let's let me not go, skip too many steps. So unang-una nga, 22nd of May, so last week, a little over a week ago, Philippine House of Representatives, Congress natin, no, passed the third and final reading of the proposed Absolute Divorce Act, yung natawag nga, otherwise known as House Bill 9349. Okay? Now, unang-una po, and I've had this actually, itong topic na to, I actually chose it dahil nga I've had quite a few people say, oh, may divorce na tayo sa atin. Hindi po yung tama. Okay? So, kung tanungin niyo ako, as a lot of my clients have, is there now divorce in the Philippines? No. There's no divorce in the Philippines. Yun ang una. Okay? But it could be that there's a change and there may be divorce in the Philippines. So titingnan nga natin. This is not the first time, no, that a bill has gone through Congress nga and to the third and final reading, and then wala naman nangyari, no, when it then went up to the Senate. It didn't get through. So it's ito po, there's a lot of excitement around it by comparison to say yung 2018 bill nga, maybe because of the if you like, the personalities that make up Senate, and the Congress, and the government generally, there's excitement. Ako nga din of course, I was around already in 2018, but I didn't get the same kind of you didn't get. I certainly did not get the same feeling of if you like, encouragement. It seems that there's some quite a lot of willingness at the moment, at least, to pass this. So tingnan nga natin. I mean, look, hindi din nga natin, of course, pag-uusapan the rights and wrongs of it. That's we will all have different views, no doubt, varying degrees, and that can be a discussion for another time. But hindi nga ngayon. But titingnan natin. It's still cool. If you agree with it or not, it's still worth looking at, and we cannot look at everything. Napakahaba. It's 27 pages. Actually, I have it here. I printed it out. So ito po, but it's quite long. Kapal nga nito, and I've gone through it. So for you, I'm going to do the highlights, okay? So it's a bit like you're in films, We're going to do the highlights, the trailers nga. So certain points that may be of particular interest nga to you, especially kung nandito nga kayo sa London or indeed abroad, or anywhere else abroad, Canada, US, Australia. So let me look at highlights. So babasahin ko nga yung anong nandito sa in the bill, the House Bill 9349. Tapos pag-usapan natin. So okay, now the grounds. There are a number of grounds that are noted, but I'll just read to you some of them. So grounds for divorce that's proposed, separation. So ito, this is actually from the bill itself. So babasahin ko ngayon. So sabi nila, separation of the spouses, in fact, for at least 5 years at the time of the petition for absolute divorce is filed, and reconciliation is highly improbable. So it's one of the grounds. And then another ground is irreconcilable differences. Now, it's interesting that that oftentimes, actually the UK also, until 2022, when the no-fault divorce was introduced in the United Kingdom, most of the grounds that show, or most of the facts that show that would prove or show that the marriage is irretrievably broken down, pre-2022, were blame grounds. So now that causes all sorts of problems, blame grounds. Dahil ibig sabihin, binibintangan nyo yung asawa nyo nga, baka sabihin nila, hindi ko naman aaminin yung, bakit aminin kayo, may proof na ikaw may kasalanan. So it already sets up, if you like, bad feeling between the parties. So itong sabi nga nila, separation of the spouses, in fact, so talaga, real separation, of at least 5 years, and that and yung another ground is irreconcilable differences. It introduces a kind of no fault element to the bill, to a House Bill 9349. So matagal na kayong hiwalay, and I have a few clients like that, or talagang hindi kayo nakakaintindihan, irreconcilable differences, then it could be you can use that to show to start your proceedings if it becomes law under this, which is good. It's the less mudslinging. Frankly, I think as also as a family solicitor, the better. Now, there are other highlights. So let me just read it to you again. So mandates the conduct of summary judicial proceedings, which may be filed individually or jointly by the concerned spouses. Okay, in some circumstances. So basically, in some cases, with some grounds, you can have a joint petition. Again, it underlines the kind of no fault, no blame element to this bill, which again would be good. It's like it's encouraging people to say, okay, why don't you do it jointly? In some cases you can. And by the way, the joint petitions, no, that was mentioned here, that was not actually introduced under English law until did not come into play in English law until the 22nd of April 2022. So only 2 years ago. But ngayon na, you can petition jointly actually for divorce in the UK. So it's but that's fairly recent. Now, let me read to you also another highlight nga, and this I find quite exciting. Okay? When I read this, I read it again and read it again. I'm that excited about it. So the bill says recognizes the validity of foreign divorce decree secured by either the alien or Filipino spouse, provided it is authenticated by the Philippine consul in or approximately to the foreign country where it was secured and subsequently registered with the proper civil registry in the Philippines or in the Philippine consulate where the Filipino spouse is residing. I'll tell you why I'm excited about that. Now, kung nandito kayo nakatira, no, and there are many of us Filipinos nga living abroad. Hindi nga lang sa, of course, hindi nga lang sa UK, but anywhere. What is often baffling and worrying actually, for certain mga kliyente ko is they can obtain a divorce in the United Kingdom. Dahil dito sa nakatira, kahit hindi dito sila kinasal, pwede pa rin, mag-divorce nga dito. They get the divorce, they do it quite properly, they serve the documents nga. It could even be that the spouse agrees, so all the proper process under English law is followed. Okay, so the divorce is valid in the United Kingdom and frankly and everywhere, but not the Philippines. Kung Filipino ka, ito, if it passes that bit there, so recognizes the validity of foreign divorce decree secured by either the alien or Filipino spouse, provided it is authenticated by the Philippine consul, for example, and then there are other ways of authenticating it. That's exciting. Dahil ang ibig sabihin, kung dito kayo mag-divorce and then you want it recognized in the Philippines, gusto niyo magkasal nga sa atin, let's say, and whoever, ikaw o yung asawa niyo nga sa atin, this section specifically acknowledges it, which would be it's a game changer for a lot of people. Then of course also it goes the problems that can come about kung divorce nga kayo dito, walang divorce nga sa atin, not even recognized nga sa atin. The problems range really. It can be immigration, it could be children, it could be money. A lot of the times it is money because it's mayroon ako mga conjugal properties nga sa atin, for example, how's that gonna be dealt with, and absolutely immigration is also a concern. Kung dito nga kayo kasal, hindi nga kayo kasal sa atin, that means that your marriage in the United Kingdom is not recognized in the Philippines. So kung gusto nyong umuwi sa atin, kasama yung asawa nyo, what would happen then? Because they're not strictly speaking regarded as spouse. So it is this, especially this section here, is the one I'm particularly excited about. Now, that's not the end of it. So let's move on. Let's have a look at the highlights further. So let me read it to you. So directs, this is another one from the bill, directs the proper court to prioritize the hearing of overseas Filipino petitioner, and the family court shall set the reception of evidence upon availability of the petitioner for not more than 2 consecutive days. Now, I'm excited about this also, but not for the reason that you may think, right? So sabi nga dito, prioritizing Filipino, overseas Filipino petitioner, okay? Why they're being prioritized? Maybe it's a practical thing, practical reason siguro. That if you're Filipino living abroad nga, dito ka nagtatrabaho, It could be that you're here on employment, for example, hindi ka pwede matagalan nga sa atin. So they're probably looking at, well, it is to deal with the convenience and the cost, no? Dahil mahal ng pamasahe sa atin. And then it may be that you, at least presently, that you're expected to stay there to wait for hearings nga. So this one takes, I think that's probably the reason for it. The rationale behind it, the prioritizing, no? Sabi nga, to prioritize the hearing of overseas Filipino petitioner, and the family court shall set the reception of evidence, ganon, no? Now, it's but I'm more excited about it, not necessarily because of the prioritizing. It refers to, this section refers to Filipino petitioner, and frankly, nung una kong binasa to, I missed that bit. Second or third time reading, I thought, that's a Filipino petitioner. And that is when I thought, okay. And this is my presumption. And I think I would imagine I'm correct, no? I suspect it will mirror the residency requirement for annulment, no? Sa atin nga, alam niyo naman, annulment nga lang sa atin, no? So annulment sa atin provides, understand that a petition can be made by a Filipino living abroad, okay, if the respondent's spouse is has lived in a Philippine city. It's to do with where you issue proceedings nga 6 months before filing, okay? So kahit dito kayo nakatira, you can petition for an annulment nga sa atin as long as nandun nga asawa nyo, and you issue in the right, if you like, in the right city nga. So it's it means, and this is why I'm excited nga about it. It means that it allows you, sabihin natin nandito na kayo, no? Nandito na kayo nakatira. Hindi kayo basta-basta makauwi nga sa atin. That means you can actually petition for divorce whilst you're in the United Kingdom, to terminate your marriage that happened nga in the Philippines. No? But now, bear in mind, I'm excited about it because that obviously allows another option. Pero kung dito na nga kayo nakatira, so you're what's called habitually resident in the United Kingdom, regardless nga kung anong status nyo, it could be that you can petition in the UK anyway. Okay? Pero that's I think that's next week's topic. No? So it is. But this, of course, gives another option, no? So a Filipino petitioner, so specifically says that you can, no, be a petitioner even though you are abroad. Now, it then goes on to say this bill provides for the protection of the spouse's respective legitimate termination and liquidation of the conjugal partnership of gains or the absolute community and alimony for the aggrieved or innocent spouse. Lots of words, but it basically allows, like it does here, division of matrimonial assets, no? So ibig sabihin nga din, it allows also for possible maintenances between spouses, but hindi nga lang po yung magkaasawa. Rightly, it also looks at this act, or this bill rather, will also be able to, or would be looking at children, no? And again, this is from the bill. So it gives precedence to the care and custody of minor children, subject to the provisions of Article 213 of the Family Code, okay? Of the Philippines, taking into primary consideration no child under 7, all of that, no, to do with custody of children. But titingnan nga din nila, as they do here, the primary consideration be that of children, saan sila titira. So I suspect it will be very similar to how it is in the UK. The primary consideration is that of children in the event of divorce proceedings, for example, nga, titingnan nga ng korte yun, saan sila titira, how is maintenance gonna happen, saan sila mag-aaral, no? Is the house going to, will the house be sold in order to finance another house maybe, or is it the case na hindi nga pwedeng ibenta yung bahay dahil doon nga sila titira muna until such time na lumaki na nga sila, they go to university, and how's that going to be funded, ganoon, you see? So it's they will, and rightly so, this bill also directs that the court must look at children's best interest. And as I say, rightly so. Now, so those are only some of the highlights of the bill, of House Bill 9349. There are quite a lot more. I mean, it's 27 pages. Now, but I've chosen those because they are particularly, I think, interesting kung nandito nga kayo nakatira o nasa abroad nga kayo, and you, it is unfortunately your relationship is finished, ang mangyayari. But bear in mind again, I go back to the same thing, hindi pa po to batas, it is very much, I'm not even sure we're halfway there, but at least it's moving, and for some, it's also in Congress, it's a difficult issue. Ayaw nga nila because there's argument about how it's going to affect the family. For some, they say, well, actually, it's high time, ganon. But as I've said, hindi nga, that's a discussion for another time. But at the moment, kung mangyayari nga ito, there are clearly highlights that will affect potentially advantageously, kung dito nga kayo nakatira, and you have connections nga in the Philippines, or indeed that something has happened as a relationship nyo. So it potentially gives people, Filipinos nga, a few more options, which at the moment may not be possible. At saka it also simplifies, not quite the right word, but it aligns issues. Yung nga an issue that is very difficult to explain to people is, yeah, you can be divorced here. You've gone through all the process, you divorce, you can remarry in the United Kingdom because the divorce is of course valid. But walang pero problema yun sa Pilipinas. Unless of course you make an application for recognition of a decree of divorce, but actually that's one of the questions later on, so tune in for that. So it's not it's really a potentially advantageous bill which may well be an act. So I would say siguro maybe we're halfway there, so tingnan natin what else needs to happen. Okay, what stage is it of the bill? Yun nga, sabi ko, it's received in Congress nga, the third and final reading. It's not the first bill where that has happened. That's looking to introduce divorce. There was only one before in 2018 nga, as I said. Wala namang nangyari doon. So tignan natin. I don't know whether it will proceed. It may well be that it does. Maybe there's a different kind of appetite now, for divorce nga in the Philippines. Apart from the Vatican, we're the only country in the whole world, that do not have divorce. But tingnan nga natin. So it went through Congress. Next step for House Bill 9349 is to go to the Senate. If it gets passed by the Senate, babasahin ko yung actually this is something from, again, a legal write-up, but it was actually quite nicely summarized. I'll give you the reference nga. So it's called it's from legacy.senate.gov Philippines, PH. So sabi nila ito, a final copy of the bill. So this is the next bit now. So let's say you went through Senate, it was passed by Senate. A final copy of the bill, known as the enrolled bill, shall be printed, sabi nila, and certified as correct by the Secretary of State and the Secretary General of the House of Parliament of Representatives, after which it will be signed by the Speaker of the House and the Senate President. A bill may become law even without the President's signature. If the President does not sign a bill within 30 days from receipt in his office, a bill may also become a law without the President's signature if Congress overrides the presidential veto by 2/3 vote. So basically, Senate muna, pass through Senate. It will also require readings not there, and then if both houses then agree and pass it, then it goes nga to the President, for signature. So it is so it goes to Malacanang. Now, it is, as I say, we're probably halfway there. I mean, you probably have more knowledge nga about the workings of the Congress and then the Senate nga. But if it's comparable at all nga to the UK, it's likely to be a slow process. So kung ang sitwasyon nyo is you're looking to end your marriage and you want to see nga about either with divorce, I wouldn't wait for this at this stage. Una nga, hindi pa po to batas, but it's certainly interesting enough to go through it. And I am, as you probably gather, for some of my clients, I think this will be very helpful. And I think it will align, certain things that has needed aligning for a long time. So tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari. But at least potentially this gives options nga. So I will continue absolutely to update you. And I will also be writing an article about this. So kung gusto niyo makita yung article ko, happy to email you a copy. It will also be printed nga, so in one of the papers. So hopefully nga it's helpful and it's of interest nga. But this is just the first topic nga natin, in our four-part series. Limited series. I think that's what how the films how Netflix describe it. So it's a limited series, 4 parts. Una nga, is there divorce in the Philippines? No, it's a quick answer, but it's interesting. 1 week ago, 22nd of May, it passed through Congress. Tingnan natin. There was only one time in 2018 where that happened. Maybe there's more appetite for it now. So tingnan nga natin. I suspect we probably, if it passes nga, or probably won't be substantially acted on until, I would imagine, towards the end of the year, given everything that needs to be done. But let's see. So yun na nga unang topic natin. And then, of course, next week, we'll be looking at, again, the second part of our topic, the marriage nga and divorce. And that is, if you married in the Philippines, can you divorce in the United Kingdom? And so hopefully the topics are of interest to you, and that it's also helpful. Pero kung meron kayong mga questions, meron kayong mga comments, feel free, of course, to email me, LIRA in Law. I'll show you yung email ko mamaya. So it's exciting, actually. I mean, when I read it, I had to read it again because I thought, oh, wow, okay, it's quite far-reaching. Let's see what happens. Anyway, hopefully that was interesting for you. It certainly was interesting for me, because as I say, I kind of shy away from multi-jurisdictional issues that are so complex. But in doing it this way, hopefully we can give it justice by having enough detail so that it makes sense. Right. Okay. So we are now at our my favorite segment. Section nga, yung tanungan, tanungan mamaya, batian. So it's people who've been kind enough nga to watch me and to keep me company, and I hope that that you do. Okay, so tingnan nga natin kung sinong bumati sa akin, if anyone, hopefully someone. So tingnan natin. Egay, the guy. Egay. We love Egay. We do. And Justin, of course, sidekick niya. He's Batman. And of course, Justin is Robin, Thundery Thursday. His play on words is great. Thundery Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. Sabi niya, work from home today. Oh, good. Taking care of Justin. Just looking forward to lots of learning again to Attorney Lira's lovely voice. Egay, the guy. We love Egay, the guy. We do. And Justin is so cute. Ega, you should have you post sometime nga, no, a photo of Justin so that our other friends and viewers can see him. Hi Paula. Kamusta? Yeah, magandang gabi po sa inyo. It's hopefully you're well. Ewan ko umuulan sa atin nga ngayon. I heard that mainit, no? Hopefully not too hot. Pero dito lagi umuulan eh. Giling. Miss Giling. Miss Giling is so lovely. Hi, good evening, sabi po niya. Good evening, happy Thursday po, ma'am, and to all. Good morning. Good morning, Paula, sabi niya. I tell you what, she's so popular, no? But Miss Giling is lovely. Ang buo niyang pamilya, they're one of the truly hardest working family I know. They are lovely. They're lovely. Miss Giling is I've known her for ages and ages nga, no? Decades, really. She's lovely. Si Ma'am Cora. Hi, Ma'am Cora. Okay. Isang magpagpalang. Gosh, I can't see. May singaw ako. So I can't really, if I'm kind of sounding a bit strange, kind of I sound as if I'm whistling. Meron akong singaw. My apologies, no? Magandang Huwebes, sabi niya, Attorney Lira, at lahat. Many thanks again for this great night on divorce you're sharing with us. Hello, Paula. Your mom at sa lahat sa Pinas. Hello. May God bless us all with His love always. Ma'am Cora, hopefully you're well, no? Ma'am Cora is so hardworking. I've had the pleasure of meeting Ma'am Cora. She is lovely. She's lovely. She's really great. Bella, I love her. Bella the Explorer. I'm supporting the divorce in Philippines. Maulan na holidays at hello June. Ang bills ng araw. Siyempre, it's Thursday. Isa lang ang totoo at ma-approve ng Senate, no? Ang araw mga Thursday, it's LIRA in Law. Salamat Bella, no? Salamat po. Yeah, I mean, look, divorce in the Philippines is how would I describe it? Actually, it's been described by so many people in different ways, no? It's may mga tao in Congress and in the Senate, no? Sabi nila they're not for it, no? The divorce is a danger to family life, no? May mga tao they say, well, no, it's about time that actually we have it because you must allow people to start over, you know, have maybe a new partner quite properly nga, no? And you know, sometimes nga circumstances also are beyond repair, no? So it's I'm not it's difficult to say, no? I think it is now, no? It's going to continue to be an emotive issue. So, but there you go. Oh, Asir, kamusta po? I love this picture, nyo. How are you? Asir Alidan, nice of you to say hello. So actually, of course, it was Egay the guy's birthday recently, no? Belated happy birthday galing kay Bella, no? Bella the Explorer. Belated happy birthday, the genius. I agree with you there. Egay the guy. Good to see you here. Derek Paula, kumusta? Attorney Lira, lovely hair. Ooh, sana all shiny. Actually, thank you very much, you know. But it's thank you for saying it's shiny. It's actually it's in need, you know, of repair. The older I get also, the more in need of repair, or the more frequent repair it needs. But there you go. No, it's one of those things. You know, we all get old, diba? As I say, I'm now, I am now 32 years post-qualified. 32 years. 32 years is astonishing. How time has flown by. You know, nung bata ako, you know, matatanda, I don't know, you find that time just flies by. Kailangan gawin to, na huwag ka magalang ganito, because time will fly by. And nung bata ako, I wasn't really don't really accept it. Now, not really, you know, you hear it, but you think, no, ang bagal nga. Christmas never comes, no, never comes quickly enough. And so it's ngayon, getting to the age that I am at, no, it's time has flown by talaga. I mean, 32 years post-qualification experience plus 3 years, well, no, hindi. 4 years studies, no? 3 years degree, tapos 1 year. In those days, ang tawag, LPC, no? I know I think they may be called differently now. And then, of course, training of 2 years. It's really flown by. And I tell you, you probably gather, I still get excited about the whole thing, no? Ngayon, it's law is in a way much more international na nga ngayon. And when you look at how ito nga, no, Bill 9349 against, no, kung mangyari nga yan, maipasa nga yan, how does that then affect, no, Filipinos abroad, Filipinos in the UK? No? So it is quite exciting. It's never dull, never ever dull. No. Now, we're going to go into our tanungan section, no, question and answer portion. Nga, we have really interesting questions. In fact, really practical questions also. So hopefully you can continue to join me for that. No. But in the meantime, saglit lang po, we're going to take just a very short commercial break. See you soon. Welcome back po, and welcome back to LIRA in Law, broadcasting live from London, England on Thursday evenings between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. And tonight, of course, is no different. Last Thursday of May. Yeah, tama, last Thursday of May 2024. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed our discussion. We now reach our tanungan section, no, question and answer portion na, no? Okay? Kung meron kayong mga questions nga, post it, no? And I will try my best to, of course, deal with it nga. We have a number of questions, some actually, as usual, interesting questions. Very practical nga din. So tingnan natin. So umpisa na natin mga questions natin. Tanungan section. Number one question natin. Tingnan ko kung makita ko nga dito. Hopefully I haven't lost it. Tingnan natin. So, okay. So, now, tingnan ko nga ito. So, sabi po niya, no, good day po, sayang good day. Magtatanong lang po ako about this one. I'm already planning to apply for my naturalization. So, naturalization, yun ang stage before getting a British passport. Kailangan nyo yun. Most people will need that unless you're British or unless you're British by birth, for example, or you become registered. Most people, most of my clients, become naturalized first bago sila makakuha ng British passport. So yun po naturalization. So I'm already planning to apply for my naturalization, sabi niya. Kaso, meron akong property sa Pilipinas. So yes, property in the Philippines. Yung property ko po sa Pinas is still in my still my property kahit yung property po ba sa Pilipinas is still my property kahit after I receive my citizenship. I'm worried po kasi I would like to have a concrete answer about this. Salamat po sa help. Okay, now unang-una, it's in the Philippines, of course, no? To have any concrete answer nga, really, you should seek advice from a Philippine lawyer. No? I qualified in the UK, but saying that, let's unpack the question a little bit more. Now, if you become naturalized nga dito, Filipino ka, so you have Philippine citizenship and you become naturalized, dito po, UK allows dual nationality. Okay? And the Philippines also allow dual nationality. So it's not that you lose your citizenship, no? But of course, immigration is quite different from land law. Now, actually, just for you, I did look into this a little bit. There are certainly limitations, no, for foreigners having owning properties in the Philippines, and there's some are actually quite far-reaching limitations. Now, question though is, would you be a foreigner? That if you become dual, so you either retain, or reacquire your citizenship, which I understand is easy enough to do, no, with the help of the Philippine Embassy nga natin dito, then you remain Filipino. Kung Filipino ka, and of course, and you are also British, so dual ka dito, then I would imagine that should not affect your ownership, no? Pero kung talaga nag-aalala ka, I would say to you, make contact with a Philippine lawyer nga, or, actually even the embassy, they may be able to say that. But I would hasten a guess na because you're dual nga, that you will continue to be dual, you continue to be Filipino nga, and as a Filipino citizen, you should be allowed to own whatever you're allowed to own under Philippine law, which is no restrictions. But if you find that it's different, do let me know, right? Because it's an issue that affects a lot of us, yung mga kababayan natin. Now, I think we have some more questions. So, tingnan natin. Hopefully, I haven't lost it. Okay, so now it's to do with 180 days visa. So let me just have a look if So So I'm wondering about this question. Sabi po niya, no? Pwede po kayang bumalik sa UK within the same year if under ng 6 months tourist visit visa ko, no? Am I required to stay outside the UK for at least 6 months, so 180 days, before I can re-enter with another 6-month tourist visa? I wonder if the 6 months maximum stay in a year is only an issue if you've got a 2-year multiple entry visa. Salamat po. Now, a few shows before, pinag-usapan natin to, which to do with visit visas. So, ang payo ko, have a look at that, but let's go through it anyway now, okay? Because yung show nga natin, because it was dedicated to that, it gives you a little bit more info. So, if you this 6 months or 180 days in any given year, limit is actually not correct. So, kung visang binigay sa iyo 180 days, so 6 months. Most visit visas are 6 months nga. Ibig sabihin, pwede kang pumunta nga dito, multiple entry visa ka, labas-pasok ka nga dito within that time. No? So, yung visa mo, the validity of your visa, makikita mo dun sa tatak nasa passport mo. They would say there when it was valid and when it also will expire. Okay? Now, and within that time, pwede kang labas-pasok dito if it's multiple. Of course, pagka tapos na yun, tapos na yung visa mo, you need to apply for a new visa. Pero sabihin natin, 2 years ang binigay sa yung visit visa. Okay? Now, tama ka na mayroong 180 days limit, but that actually relates to any given entry. So sabihin natin, 2-year visa ang binigay sa iyo. No? Umalis ka sa Pilipinas, dumating ka nga ngayon dito sa UK. Okay? How long can you stay? 2-year visit visa ka. So if you arrive nga today, you can stay for 6 months from today. Okay? But so you need to Mayo na tayo, no? June, July, August, November would be 6 months nga. So you can stay for 180 days in the UK from the date nga of your entry into the UK. Okay? Now, and you should not go over that. So, balik ka sa atin. Pero mayroon ka pang visa. Dahil visa mo, 2 years nga, 2-year visit visa. Now, when can you come back in? Can you come back in, a week later, a day later? There's no, you don't calculate 6 months in any given year. So it's I hear this a lot actually from people who, for whatever reason, have been advised, o kaya it's just one of those chismis nga that's it's taken on its own life, so people think that it's true, pero hindi po tama. So the 6 months relate to from the date nga of your entry if you have longer than 180-day visa. If you only have the 6 months visa, yun ang binigay nga sa'yo, even though it's multiple, you can only come in and out of the United Kingdom during the validity of that visa. Okay? Now, ingat nga lang kayo. Dahil kung sabihin natin, meron kong kliyente, you don't see this very often now, pero meron kong kliyente, she was actually granted a 10-year visit visa. The reason being, labas-pasok nga siya dito, she has family, she has friends nga, she's very well, she has she's independently wealthy, so hindi nga problema. So, but with all of that, she does get questioned because she's coming into the UK a bit too often. So it's not. Ingat nga lang kayo that it may be that they say, well, hang on, you should not be using this visit visa as a kind of a back door, to being able to live in the United Kingdom, because that's not allowed. You can't do that. But yun nga. So ang sagot po, if it's the validity, unang-una, look at the validity ng visa mo. So kaya namang uumpisa ka lang matatapos. If it's 6 months or under 6 months, that also happens sometimes, then you can only come in and out of the UK during that time. Kung 2-year visa ang binigay sa'yo, you can come in today, you can stay 6 months today, a week later, you can go back sa Pilipinas, you can go anywhere else and come back into the UK again within that time. So there's no, hindi po tama na 6 months nga lang in any given year, starting from January until December. That's the wrong, that actually is incorrect. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And hopefully nga it's, kung meron kayong makilala, they're confused about that pasa nyo, Now, I think we have some more questions. I dawdled with that question. I like that question. So, Schengens, my question po is about Schengen visa. I'd like to ask po, what is a Schengen visa? Schengen visa, multiple entry. Paano po mag-apply dito and mga requirements na kailangan? Possible rin po bang yung British husband ko mag-apply sa akin? Estimated, how much does it cost? Salamat, it costs about 80 euros, okay, for Schengen visa. Now, Schengen multiple visa is to do with really countries who are what's called Schengen signatories. So basically, they're part of the Schengen agreement, France, for example, is part of the Schengen, is a Schengen signatory. Germany, Italy, but not Ireland, for example, not the UK. So it's so Schengen visa is basic. Ang ibig sabihin Schengen, kung meron kang Schengen para sa France, pwede mong gamitin yon para sa Germany, para sa Italy, for example, And the general rule is where you're going to go first really is where you should apply. Or where you're going to go substantially, or is where you should apply. So kung saan bang tatagalan. So kung magtutour ka, and hindi ka naman matatagalan sa mga sa Germany, Italy, or France, if you're going through Europe, ibig sabihin, you should really have a look. You should apply to the first country that you're going to. So yun ang ibig sabihin ng Schengen. But with the Schengen visa, it's like a glorified visit visa. So it's glorified in that it's magagamit mo yun for other countries that are Schengen signatories. And a lot, if not most, actually, of European countries are Schengen signatories. So kung balak nyo is to tour Europe, then absolutely Schengen is good. Apply for Schengen visa. So isang beses nga lang, and then you can use it for the other countries. Yun ang ibig sabihin. So it's 80. France is charging at the moment 88 euros. So not too bad. Not too bad. Good luck, and hopefully you enjoy your trip. Now, tingnan ko. I think meron pa tayong mga question. Sandali lang. Tingnan mo nga ito. Okay, so hi, question po. Sabi niya, kinasal po kami ng ex-husband ko sa UK in 2004, in year 2004. We then got divorced in 2020. I remarried in 2023 in the UK. He would like to marry another Filipina, no, but our marriage was still recognized back home in the Philippines. Will there be a problem if he wants to get married in the Philippines? No, thank you. Yeah, it's actually, this is a great question nga, because it's kind of relevant yung pinag-usapan nga natin kanina to do with the House Bill 936 na, kalimutan ko na number. So hopefully that in the event that that passes into law, then this would not be a problem anymore. But let me look at that. So can a foreigner, yung asawa mo, file marry in the Philippines nga kung doon nga kayo kinasal? Yes, and he can, but he may need to apply for what's called recognition of foreign divorce in the Philippines, recognition of foreign decree. That kahit nga foreigner siya, there was actually a Supreme Court case in the Philippines that said, yeah, they can do that. They can file a case in the Philippines. Now, it may be na kailangan niya yon if he needs to provide what's called a alam niyo to, no? Senomar, no? If he needs a Senomar to get married nga in the Philippines, then he will likely need it, no? Because of course, ang makikita nga nung kung kakasal nga sila, no, makikita nila yung Senomar, nakasal na siya sa iyo pa rin, no? So it needs to be noted that the marriage, is, if you like, terminated because you obtained, or he obtained, or you obtained a divorce that is recognized in the Philippines. Okay, so the answer is, yeah, probably he would need to apply for recognition of foreign divorce in the Philippines, and that is a court application. Hindi nga lang, I've had clients say, oh no, kailangan, I thought kailangan mo ko nga lang i-register, no, yung divorce ko. No, it's actually a court application. So hindi nga po yung basta-basta. You actually need to be probably best to seek nga assistance from a lawyer nga in the Philippines. So yeah, so it's the answer is yes, but there may be hoops that he needs to go through. So good luck. Hopefully, I mean, it's again, this bill that may well introduce divorce in the Philippines will deal with issues like this. So tingnan natin. Now, ewan ko kung meron pa tayong mga questions. Tingnan natin. Otherwise, wala na tayong questions. I think, oh Bella, we love her. You look gorgeous, Attorney Lira. You look like you're in your 40s. We love you. I definitely love you. Hindi mo nga nakikita yung puti ng buhok ko. I was talking to a couple of clients actually yesterday. No, you know who you are. So we were talking about hair coloring, and that's exactly what it is. It's hair color, Madam. Salamat po, no? Guy Bella Dexport, thank you very much. It's Relaxing Thursdays with Attorney Lira. Salamat, guy. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your birthday, no? Which was not too long ago. Batang-bata ka pa, so you can, of course, enjoy your birthday. Oh, Miss Rafael! We love Miss Rafael, no? And she's feeling good because she's sending us greetings in caps, no? In capitals. So, hello, Attorney Lira, sabi niyan. Everyone, sorry I'm late kasi dito. Oh, you're in America! Nandito ako sa America. This is dedication, no? She's on holiday. You're on holiday, Miss Rafael. Hindi ka nagtatrabaho dyan, hopefully. Because it's, I want you to have some holidays, no? Some breaks nga, no? But no, she's on holiday in America. Tapos, no, she takes the time to say hello to us all. Salamat po, Miss Rafael. She is lovely. No, she's lovely. She really is. She really is. I've had the pleasure also of meeting her, watching in Delano, California. Ooh, posh, lovely. It's I tell you what, it's America, California particularly. I like. no? Then mainit. Sometimes it's a bit too hot, but actually no, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice mix, no? California. Hopefully you're having a good time, no, madam? Yes, keep saying hello, no? Next week, good topic na naman, no? So hopefully you can continue to tune in. By the way, it's Wimbledon soon, no? Miss Emmeline lives near the famous, no, Wimbledon nga. Well, actually, she lives in Wimbledon, so it's so it's no wonder it's raining. It's always raining when it's tennis. There you go. That explains it. Now, salamat po, no, for keeping me company and it's spending time with me. It's really much appreciated. Of course, any questions po, contact us via Facebook or email me, no? Email ko po, makikita nyo dyan. It's lirainlaw@douglas-simon.com. Visit our website nga for more information. I'm going to write an article about yung topic nga natin and subsequent topics nga natin to do with divorce and marriage. So have a look at our Facebook nga. I'll post it there. I'll post it also on our website. And if you want to get for me to send it to you directly, all you have to do is ask. Thank you po uli din sa mga for keeping me company, and thank you again to the Facebook group admins and the Filipino community groups for allowing us to post our videos and contents on the group. No, salamat po. It really is much appreciated. Now, so it just leaves me really to say thank you again po, no, for keeping me company and taking the time and to spend with me tonight during our usual LIRA in Law broadcast. So just to say then, no, I hope to see you until next time, same time, same place at LIRA in Law. Good night po.